In the latest UPSC result 2025, top 10 out of top 10 are from various courses of Vajram and Ravi, with All India Rank 1 Anuj Agnihotri and many more. For over a decade, the All India Rank 1 has emerged from this very ecosystem. A journey powered by 50 plus years of legacy. Join the GS Foundation program. Inquire now.
Hello everyone, my name is Jashwant Jenu and I have secured All India Rank 23 in UPSC Civil Services Examination 2025. So it's been a long journey for me in this examination. In 2021, I have secured All India Rank 314 and I ended up in Indian Postal Service. In 2022, I got into Indian Railway Management Service and also got selected for Indian Forest Service in the same year. In 2023, I got All India Rank 162 and got into Indian Police Service. In 24, I got All India rank of 392, and finally this year I got All India rank of 23 and would be getting into IAS. So in this video, I'll try to my detailed strategies of mains and personality tests so that it can help the future aspirants. So for any stage of the preparation, I would like to divide into two parts. The first is the preparation part, which involves preparation of content, accumulation of knowledge, and second is the execution part, which involves the performing on the D-Day, require doing the enough practice so that you can replicate your skills under time pressure on the day of examination. So first, coming to mains, I'll start with the preparation part. So my content, the base part material for my content throughout the mains preparation has been the GS books offered by Sunya IAS. So I have relied completely on the GS books, GS 1 to 4 of Sunya IAS for preparation of my content. And for value addition, for data, facts, committees, best practices, case studies and all, there's a module called Mains Content Boosters, again provided by Sunya IAS. So I have complemented my base material of GS books with these mains content boosters of Sunya IAS. Other than that, for GS 1 to 3, I have never prepared any notes. So this is a tricky thing. Like, preparing notes does have its own advantages in terms of the revision. It facilitates revision at the end. However, I personally felt that by ticking the required points in the books, I could also revise from the book itself. Of course, definitely it's less efficient, but it also saves up a lot of time in the process. And I felt that I could use the saved time for preparing better content, practicing it more and revising it. So it's a personalized call and you have to take a call which is suitable for you. So for me, GS 1 to 3, I never had notes. However, I did have detailed notes for ethics and essay. So I'll be sharing the my notes for both ethics and essay in my Telegram channel, which goes by my name Jashwant Jenu. So the link of the Telegram channel will also be provided in the description of this video. So that covers the preparation part of mains. Now coming to the execution part, which is in fact more important than the preparation itself. So execution mainly centers around answer writing, but many candidates do end up ignoring answer writing. People end up studying a lot of content, keep on postponing answer writing till the very end, and in the end, because there's a paucity of time, they end up skipping answer writing altogether. I myself have been guilty of this in my 2021 and 2022 attempts. I've done very minimal answer writing, and hence my score so in GS have just barely touched 400. So only in my 2023 attempt I have realized this and have dedicated adequate time for answer writing. This reflected in my final result and I ended up getting an All India rank of 162 and getting into IPS. From then on, my GS scores have witnessed I have been considerably increased and I've been scoring around 420 in the next attempts. So why answer writing matters? First thing, the mains test of mains examination is not just test of knowledge, but it's also a test of ability to replicate the knowledge under time pressure. We just have 7 minutes for a 10 mark question and 10 minutes for a 15 marker question. So, and we have to fill like 2 and 3 pages respectively for each of those questions. So doing that for 3 hours continuously and doing that for 4 papers in the span of 2 days, it requires significant mental endurance. So such mental endurance and the ability to think under pressure can only be developed if you replicate such scenarios at home and write full-length 3-hour tests at home. The second reason is the ability to answer abstract questions. In the recent years, we have seen in every GS paper there are like 7 to 8 questions which are very abstract in nature. So it's even tough to understand like what exactly is examiner asking. So in those questions, through only through answer rating, we can develop the art of writing at least decent answers to those questions. I mean, rest assured, even toppers don't know answers to the questions. If you see topper copies of any topper, in those abstract questions, even the toppers struggle. But because they have mastered the art of answer writing, they use the limited knowledge they have to ensure that they can cook up a decent answer. This ability can only be developed if you write enough number of answers over and over again, even when you don't have content. And finally, you need to write answers to improve your presentation. Yes, currently almost every other candidate is filling up the whole space present in the answer booklet. But now, how do you create the difference? By enhancing your presentation, by bringing in micro diagrams, by bringing in case studies, by bringing in more data, more value addition, and by presenting your answer very well, like maybe putting data in small boxes, writing company names in capital letters. Yeah, all these seem very small things, but all these things end up making the life of examiner easy. And easier the life of examiner, the better scoring, the better chances that he might award you higher marks. So now I have discussed like why answer writing matters. So like how do you do it? So I would say like you can divide into two parts. One, you can have a daily answer writing, which is at a more relaxed pace. You can try to improve your answers to the best possible limit, and do a relaxed answer writing. Maybe 5 answers a day would suffice. However, the second part, you also need to write 3 hour full length tests within the prescribed time limit regularly. That should be in parallel with your preparation and not left to the last. Also, ensure that you remain strict with yourself with respect to the timings. Don't adjust your timings. Don't keep on extending the 3 hour deadline just because you're at home. You need to ensure self accountability in this matter. So now, once you write a test, the next part is evaluation. So in this matter, unfortunately, most of the test series do not offer good feedback. The feedback is mostly generic. So if you have a good mentor, maybe you can ask him or her for feedback. Otherwise, you can do self feedback. Like after 2-3 days, with a calm mind, just open the answer booklet again, have the solution of the test beside you, and keep tallying your answers. Without the time pressure, you will yourself will end up getting better ideas on how you could have presented the answer better. So also see, using the solution of the test series, add any points which you have missed. Maybe if you have a notes, just keep adding any of the points which you have missed. This becomes especially important in the case of standard questions. Say in every paper there are some standard topics in which questions come every year. Say food processing in JS3, PDS, etc. So for these questions, every candidate ends up writing good answers. So now you have to raise your answer writing to an exceptional level if you have to stand out in those questions. So those questions need to be prepared exceptionally well. So whenever you see such a question, make sure you add enough case studies in your notes or have enough data points for those standard questions. So that in those even you can stand out even in those standard questions. Also, one more thing you can do is whenever you find time, you can keep going through topper copies which are available online. So going through the topper copies which help you get better ideas on how to present the content you have. You yourself will realize that toppers don't become toppers because they have more content, but because they know how to use their existing content in a better way. So when you keep going through the topper copies, you will keep learning more and more you'll get more and more ideas on how to present your content effectively. I'll also upload my answer copies in my Telegram channel. You can have a look at them if you want to. So, and coming to the other subjects in that, coming to ethics, you need to ensure that you have a personal touch in your answers. The answer writing level is increasing every year. So with respect to ethics, ensure a diversity of examples. Like if you bring one first example from sports, bring the second from mythology, third from say Indian freedom struggle, fourth from some bureaucratic example of some IAS or IPS. So such diversity of examples will ensure that your answers have a personal touch and they stand out from the crowd. Even in case studies, try to innovate something, have some innovative solution and highlight that solution in the answer sheet so that your answer stands out from the rest. Coming to essay, I might not be the best person to discuss this because over the years I have just scored around average marks in essay. Coming to optional, you have to devote enough time to optional because especially in the last 2-3 years, optional has become a make or break. And if you are appearing with a technical optional like me, you need to devote at least 40% of your time to optional. So make sure that your optional doesn't become a roadblock because that is in the end becoming a differentiator. So in a nutshell, that has been my whole main strategy. Now let's move towards the strategy of personality test. So again, as I said, I divide my strategy into two parts: preparation and execution. So first comes preparation. With respect to content for personality test, it broadly falls under two heads. One is current affairs. So first, for current affairs, you can keep going through the newspapers. You can, especially during personality test preparation, you can go through multiple newspapers, say Indian Express, Times of India, etc. You can also refer to quality YouTube channels like First Post, where there are quality discussions held, to get a better perspective and opinion. And coming to the second head, which is the DAF, which is a detailed application form, which contains all our personal details. Now, you need to ensure that you have to prepare every aspect of your DAF extensively. This is because if we get a question in the personality test which we have prepared already, that is our chance to shine. That provides an answer to set a very good impression in the minds of the board members, and even that would also cover up for those answers in which we haven't answered very well. So for every aspect of DAF, make sure that you have detailed notes ready for it. I myself will share my interview notes in my Telegram channel. So if there is any overlap with my profile, say IIT or Andhra Pradesh, etc., so you can directly add it into your notes. Otherwise, the interview answers have to be personalized enough, especially the personality related questions. Hence, you need to sit down and think and note down whatever you feel, what answers that reflect your personality. Now, if you see the notification of UPSC, it says that it doesn't say call the third stage as an interview. It calls it as a personality test. So the board members, in fact, are more looking towards your personality traits, whether you are fit enough to be an officer, more than the knowledge, because even they know that your knowledge has already been tested in prelims and mains. So more than your knowledge, they are looking for qualities such as confidence, honesty, humility. So you need to ensure that you display these qualities through your answers. Say even if you are unable to answer a few questions, you please ensure that you don't lose your confidence. That will in fact be a positive marker for your total score. Be honest enough when you don't know answer. Don't try to bluff around. Be humble enough to accept your shortcomings or when you have been wrong or when the board member corrects you. Alongside this, your articulation needs to improve. Our articulation matters a lot in setting the impression of board members. The way we articulate, the way we speak, the way we structure our thoughts. But unfortunately, most of us are not used to speaking English for extended periods of time in professional settings. So for that, we need to practice enough so that it becomes natural to us. That comes natural to us in the pressure of interview. So how do we do that? One way is speaking in front of a mirror and noticing how our expression change, how our articulation varies. Another, we can record ourselves in a mobile phone and listen our answers again. Also, there are many institutes offer many mock interviews which are free of cost. You can attend them. I mean, ignore the feedback, but they also provide recordings of your interviews. So sit and maybe send to a friend and go through the videos. You yourself will notice some of the shortcomings which you might be facing, like areas where maybe you felt anxious, questions where you certainly might have bluffed, or were you didn't structure your answer properly. So once you note all these shortcomings, work on them. You can also keep going through the interview transcripts channel, which is on Telegram, and there you can practice those questions which are asked to other board members which overlap with your profile or are from the current affairs. So this is overall the execution part of it. Overall, I believe in personality test, yes, there is a lot of luck because maybe a board just evaluates you for 30 minutes and decides a score. So though there is a lot of luck involved, I believe in my experience over 5 interviews, if you display the correct qualities like confidence, if you are honest enough, if you are humble, and if you display the correct qualities, more often than not, you will end up at least getting a score of 180. Over and above, if you can bring some innovation or bring some spark in any few of your answers, then your score might end up getting to 200 plus. So in a nutshell, this has been my strategy for personality test. So I thank Delhi Knowledge Track for giving me this opportunity to share my strategy with all of you. And I wish all the candidates watching this all the very best in your endeavors. Thank you so much.